Welcome to another episode of the Vegan Pulse. I am your host, Nancy Arenas. Today, my guest is Joanna Marimel. Joanna is vegan and an animal welfare advocate. She's also a community strategist. In 2018, she went vegan to fight against animal cruelty. In 2020, she started the Vegantopia Philippines to share about the vegan lifestyle and mindset. She loves to see how the community continues to grow with loyal, supportive donors and volunteers with equal empathy and respect for the animals and the environment. Stick around. I'd like to introduce her to you. Hi, Joanna. How are you?
Hi, Nancy. Thank you for having me today.
Oh, welcome to the Vegan Pulse. You're out there in the Philippines. So tell me, what was your journey into veganism?
So I started becoming vegan not long ago. So it's only last October 2018. But my enlightenment towards veganism started early. It was when I was a teenager, when I saw that news about the dog meat trade here in the Philippines, where they transport hundreds of dogs to the northern part of the region. And when I saw that, I thought these dogs do not deserve this type of cruelty. And I have pets as well, and I don't want to have my dogs being captured by the pound and being sold as a dog meat, right? So from there, I did my research about animal cruelty, and then I started transitioning into cruelty-free products on my personal care, in my skincare and cosmetics, since I realized there are many animals that were being tested in the process. And after that, I created my vision board where I want to have a complete vision of how I want my future to be as a cruelty-free advocate. And that's when I also realized that why not be a 100% plant-based, 100% vegan. And right then, when I've decided, I became a veganist.
So the dog meat trade is a big thing in the Philippines, right?
Yes, it's still happening, but it's illegal, but it's still happening.
It's illegal?
Yes, it's still, it's really not regulated, but there are operating companies doing that. So I want to empower people on how to stop the animal cruelty and the dog meat trade here.
I see. And I have a vision board as well. I have a vision board of a cruelty-free world. So I have it in my office. I put it down on my desk so that I can look at it every day.
That's great.
So tell me about Vegantopia PH, Vegantopia Philippines. Tell me about that.
Thank you for mentioning that. So I started my own blog. It's called the Vegantopia PH, or the Vegantopia Philippines, to share my vegan journey, but at the same time to empower my co-Filipinos to embrace veganism in the Philippines, since there's not much vegans here in the country yet, even though we have a number of communities now. We have growing communities here in the Philippines, but still there are more meat eaters than plant-based eaters. So that is the purpose of that page.
That is great what you're doing, because especially I guess in the Philippines and in areas where veganism is just starting to hit, to have individuals such as yourself who are taking it upon yourself to share information and educate other individuals in your community about veganism, all aspects of it, either for the environment, for the animals, or for your health.
Yes.
And I have to tell you, I am a big fan of Filipino food.
Wow.
I am.
What's your favorite Filipino food?
I like the lumpias, and I like what it, you do that. I can't remember the name, but I had some Filipino friends here in New Mexico, and for a time they were teaching me how to cook Filipino. We'd go and we'd have
Yeah.
cooking day, and then all these wonderful ladies would get together, and I'd be the novice trying to learn what they were doing and helping them cook so I could learn. But I love it.
I love cooking as well.
Uh-huh. Do
So
you
at home, yes.
uh-huh. So do you share your recipes as well on your Vegantopia PH?
Yes, I've started the 28-day vegan meal program, but I haven't really finished it yet. But I've been sharing about the affordable vegan food recreated from Filipino favorites. For example, there's the adobo, which is very famous here in the Philippines as well. I'm using tofu or mushrooms as the meat substitute, and all the other ingredients will be the same, except the seasoning will also be plant-based. For example, I'm also using the tofu or soy-based fish sauce. So it's not actually fish, but it's made of fermented soy.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Wonderful. And what about your family? Is your family going towards that way, or are they like thinking, maybe I'll try it, maybe I won't? Where is that?
No, my family are still omnivores at the moment, but they support me
Awesome.
by trying out the food that I prepare for them, and they like it. Some of the foods, they have some foods that they like, some they don't. But what's important is they support me along the way, and that they are open into trying the plant-based diet.
Definitely, that is important that your family support you in your journey to veganism. And, you know, food is a form of advocacy. So when you share your vegan food, it's also advocating for veganism because people wouldn't otherwise taste it. And
Yes.
as far as some people like some foods and some people don't like other foods, well, that's all around the board. I mean, whether you're a vegan or an omnivore, you still find foods that you like or dislike. So it's a matter of, you know, taste. You may like something that I don't like, or I might like something that, you know, I might not like something that you like. So that's just normal way of life and people's taste.
Yeah. What's really important is that we save the animals from getting killed, no matter the taste.
Exactly. That is true. And, you know, taste is just about changing habits, because really it's just habits that we form because wherever we grew up in, whatever we were served as children becomes our daily routine, you know, and things like
Yeah.
that. So if you change them, there's nothing wrong with that.
That's true.
So is there any words that you want to share for your Filipino community and for the whole world about you know, how you feel about veganism and how important it is for us to make that change?
Well, I am not forcing you to be vegan, but I want you to choose the greater good. I want you to be kind, and for being kind and for being vegan, you are being kind because you are thinking about the animals, not just the food you eat, not just how the food tastes, but how you prevent any cruelty in this world. So think about the things that you save, and it's also not only for the animals but also for the environment, because the more animals you save from being vegan, the more land, the more water you save as well, and the more pollution that you prevent in the process. So yeah, just be kind and be vegan.
There you go. And for your health, you know,
Yes, for your health, of course.
when you're eating animal products, you're really killing yourself. You're giving yourself
Yes.
diseases that may not be apparent initially, but down the line, you develop all kinds of different diseases like heart disease or diabetes, cancer. So you are helping yourself. And like you said, be kind and think of others and not just yourself.
Yeah. Yeah. Be healthy.
And how about, let me ask you something. How about the climate there? Are you noticing some climate changes? Because people are saying there's no such thing as climate change, but I look at the
Oh,
news and I see mudslides, I see earthquakes, I see floods, I see fires. How is
no,
the
there
weather
is.
in the
Yeah.
Philippines?
There is. There's climate change. And we are definitely feeling it here because we're supposedly experiencing rainy season at the moment, but now it's really hot after a few days of storm. And then we also had a really strong earthquake a few days ago. And then now there's summer again. So it's really crazy. And that's the result of climate change. Climate change is real. And when we become vegan, we somehow eliminate climate change in the process because we prevent the carbon footprint that is happening around the world, right?
Correct. I mean, veganism may not be the ultimate answer, but it is
Yeah.
one of the best answers to a lot of the problems that we're having right now all over the world. And when I see these stories, the fires, the mudslides, the earthquakes, I really feel it in my heart, and I feel sorry about the experience that people are having everywhere, because it is avoidable. It
Yeah.
is controllable if we only made one little change. So when people say, oh, they feel bad about these
Yeah.
situations happening, I want to go and say, are you vegan? Because if you really cared that much, you would, put your money where your mouth is and be
True.
vegan, because that is a solution to many of the problems we're facing, like water shortage, world hunger, the
Yeah.
climate change, the decline in health in everyone who is eating meat, flesh of a innocent animal who didn't want to die. So, yes.
Yes. It's like saying that you love your dog, but you eat pigs, cows, and chickens.
Yeah, and it affects islands a lot and
Yes.
displaces people. And then, countries then have to figure out, where are these displaced people going to go? And then they don't want to house them, or they don't, they're back and forth of where they're going to go. And they've just been kind of victims of our choices three times a day, breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
It's like really hypocrite if you say that you care for those things, but you still eat animals or use animals.
right. I totally agree with that. Well, Joanna, it's been a pleasure talking to you. You are an inspiration because you are taking the fight to them. Well, not the fight, but the education and the caring that you have within your heart to others, just to kind of enlighten them and awaken them.
Thank you very much, Nancy. I had a great time.
Thank you. So, ahimsa, vegan.
Thank you.
Bye-bye. Thank you for watching another episode of the Vegan Pulse. I am your host, Nancy Arenas. Remember, like us on Facebook, check out our website, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. If you have a pulse, you have a purpose. Live vegan.